Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eddie, aka DJ Deluxe from the Road Less Traveled. Thanks again for tuning in, man. You know, I really appreciate all you guys that give me love and throw me support, man. So today I'm back at it with another video. This video is about why you should get the BRP Shop Manual. Now, you can buy the BRP Shop Manual online for just $24.50. Right? This manual is excellent, especially if you like to, if you're a DIYer and you like to do it yourself, do your own maintenance, you definitely need this. But even if you don't do any of your own maintenance, this manual is great to have. Like, for example, man, it gives you the torque specs, gives you wiring diagrams, it gives you detailed procedures on how to do things, and it's just good to know, right? I know all of us, like 70% of the stuff I do, I'll probably take it to my dealer, and I trust them with doing the right thing and correcting it, fixing things correctly. Now, my dealer is great. The mechanics there are great. But certain things I do go behind them, right? Well, I just need to know that things were done right. So it's good to have this shop manual. Now, you might say we already have the operational guide, right? Operational guide is probably like 200 pages. It gives you basic maintenance procedures, but if you want that detailed, right, part numbers, or great diagrams, right, get the shop. I think every Can-Am Spyder or whatever you have, Can-Am, if you have the F3, you should have this BRP manual. So stay tuned, man. I'm gonna show you why. And I'm gonna show you how I use it. And again, I'm not like a big DIY guy, right? Most of the stuff I do send to the dealer to do, but if I loosen a bolt, at least I wanna know the torque specs, right? I want details, right? And this manual is probably like 1,300 pages, and it gives you all the details. So stay tuned, man. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Again, thanks for tuning in, man. I just wanted to show you guys this BRP Manuals page where you can go pick up your manual for $24.50. It's brpmanuals.com. And again, I highly recommend this, man. It's like it's a digital PDF. It's like 1,300 pages, and it gives you massive details. As you can see, whether you got the Riker, the Spyder, or the F3, you can come by and search by year. And for example, mine is the 2024, Spyder RT Limited. So I can see, my manuals here for $24.50, excuse me. So definitely come pick up this manual. I just wanted to show you guys this website where you can pick up your manual. And again, I highly recommend it, whether you do your own maintenance or not, right? This is a very detailed guide. So why buy the shop manual, right? The 2024, as you can see on the screen, the 2024 Can-Am Spyder RT Series shop manual, at least in my opinion and my experience, by this manual by BRP is the most comprehensive official resource for your Spyder, right? It includes things like maintenance procedures, torque specs, which is important, which I want, wiring diagrams, troubleshooting steps, and safety notices, right? And what I like about this manual is that if there's any, it's regularly updated, right? So BRP issues service bulletin changes or any type of clarifications, they'll update this and you'll get those updates for free. So this manual lets you fully understand your bike, save money and safely perform maintenance without relying on like guesswork or random forum opinions. So let's just do a quick demonstration right quick. I'm gonna do a search for oil change. And as you can see, when I do that search for oil change, it'll take me to this page, right? And this page gives you step-by-step procedures. Now, in fairness, you can see this in your operation manual too, but this goes into more details, especially in other areas, right? You can see the required oil specification when you look at this. And what I like about it is you definitely get the the visual. You get those nice visuals that show you. And as you know, the first oil change on your Spyder, I think, is recommended at 3,000 miles. And then after that, every 9,300 miles, right? So, and the way you check your oil is you ride it for like 9 miles, let it sit for a second, then check your oil. And as you can see here, they show you the location of the oil dipstick, what level it should be. And again, what I really like about this is like the visuals, the diagrams that they show you. Again, you get drain bolt locations. You can see right here, it'll show you where your drain bolts, and not only where your drain bolt is, it'll give you the spec when you need to tighten it back up, right? So, which is very important. Now, one of the things I'm about to do is change my own oil, right? That way I just learn and know how to do it. It's a simple procedure. So let's go back up and check out the oil. As you can see, the oil recommendation is 5W40 synthetic 4-stroke oil, right? Now, of course, BRP is going to recommend the XPS brand, right? But it tells you here and in the operation guide, if BRP's Can-Am XPS oil isn't available, you can use any high quality synthetic 4-stroke motorcycle oil that meets, these requirements. You got API service label certification. You got JSO MA2 certification. I think that's some type of Japanese automotive standard that ensures a proper wet clutch performance and anti-slippage. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know what all that means, but I know how to check to see if they meet those specifications, which is important, right? Now, I'm going to change my oil. I'm going to use Shell Rotella T6 5W40, right? Now, the Shell Rotella T6 5W40, it meets the API service rated certification. It also meets the JSO MA and MA2 certification, right? And from what I read, just reading around forums and other motorcycle groups, many Spyder owners and motorcycle owners use Shell Rotella T6 5W40, right? It's very good cold weather performance, and it has that wet clutch compatibility, whatever that means, and the JSO MA2, and it's cost effective. I'm not gonna lie, it's cheaper than buying the XPS oil, right? So BRP oils are excellent as well. They're excellent in cold start, high temp, and they tested it. It meets the BRP engineering testing standard. But what I did read also is that XPS oils are often manufactured by high quality suppliers like Castrol or Shell, and they just put it under the BRP branding. So while XPS is recommended for simplicity and probably like warranty stuff, any JSO MA2 certified 5W40 synthetic motorcycle oil, like for instance Motul 7100, Amsol is another popular one, and what I'm about to use, the Rotella T6, all of these are fully acceptable, and you can just buy them right out of Walmart, which I plan on doing. So, in case you're on the fence or you think you need to use the XPS oil, it says right here in this guide, but it also tells you the same thing in the operation manual. I went and double checked the operation guide that we get with the motorcycle. It's almost identical to what we see here. So keep that in mind. So let me do another quick search, right? Just showing you the value of this PDF. I'm gonna do for torque specifications, right? And again, this is in your operation manual as well, but you can see the torque specs for the drain plugs, and like I said, I'm gonna change my own oil. I do have a digital torque wrench that I plan on using, and I don't want to over tighten anything. I just want to do everything that is required, or everything to spec, which is important, right? And that's what I mean by following up behind. Sometimes the dealers don't necessarily follow everything to the T, right? Also, you see here, which is very important, never reuse the crush washers or the O-rings, right? I got an upcoming video that I'm gonna show. In this video, I'm gonna show you the crush washers the copper crush washers that I ordered, right? So Very important. Again, look at all the pictures, all the illustrations. I just did a search for tire pressure recommendations, right? Tire pressure and maximum load. Again, this is also in your operation guide, right? And you can see your front tire pressure is 20 pounds per square inch, or your rear tire pressure is 28 pounds per square inch, right? And it's important to know that. And also note that it tells you to always check the prior tire pressure when cold for accuracy, which is very important, right? So other information that is useful that I got out of this this PDF, excuse me. Like for instance, the oil change interval typically is after the first oil change is 3,000 miles, and then typically after that is every 9,300 miles, or 1 year, whichever comes first. And you can read that in the manual, or you can read that in this manual, or you can look at the operation guide, right? So again, the first oil change is at 3,000 miles, and then 9,300 miles, or annually. Now, if I read that wrong, you guys out there, please correct me, right? But for the typical riders, right, 9,300, every 9,300 miles is good. But for me, I will probably do it every 2K to 3,000 miles, right? For one, it won't hurt your engine. And if you like me and you ride two up or you pull a trailer, your engine runs hotter, right? So if your engine runs hotter, this means your oil breaks down faster from heat and mechanical stress. It can collect more contaminants from the fuel and clutch particles, and while a Spyder can go 9,300 miles between oil changes under quote unquote normal conditions, if you got heavy use, like you pull in two up or you pull in a trailer, it may justify changing your oil early to, just to protect your engine and your clutch, right? It won't hurt to change your engine oil early, so I'm not gonna wait. For me, I'm not gonna wait 9,300 miles. I just bought that Rotella T6 shell. That synthetic oil was not expensive at all. I went to Walmart or Advance Auto. You can get it from either one of those. I think it was 30-something bucks, right? And and I'll keep a few filters on my shelf, to when I change the oil, I definitely go back and change the oil filter as well, right? So the shop manual is great, man. You got coolant flush procedures, you got brake fluid change intervals, talks about the battery maintenance, and you can do a search for all this stuff. Again, I like it for the torque values. You got the diagnostic codes for troubleshooting. Really check this manual out. I highly recommend it. So you can see here, I'm on the Sling Mods site. Again, I'm going to change my own oil. So one of the things I wanted to get was a set of the magnetic drain plugs. Right? You can see in this kit for the 2024 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited, comes with two plugs. It comes with an M12 plug for the clutch side of the drain, and it comes with an M14, the one I'm really interested in. That's the plug for the engine oil drain. So when you do an oil change, you typically, you drain the oil, right? And you need that M14 drain plug, right? Why get the magnetic drain plug? It's definitely better, right? A magnetic drain plug has a strong magnet on the tip that attracts and holds tiny medical particles floating around in your engine from normal engine wear. So this is one of the reasons why I'm going to change my oil every 2,000 to 3,000 miles, just in case there's any type of floating medical particles, right? So when you change your oil and you look at that magnetic tip, you can see if there's any medical particles floating around in your engine, which can, help reduce potential wear on your internal engine and clutch parts. And for me, it's just a cheap insurance for engine longevity and helps with smoother operation, right? Another thing I'm going to get is these crush washers, or sometimes they refer to as crush seals. And this is for my Can-Am Spyder, right? These are great to have, especially for metal on metal seal under high torque, and they are heat resistance. So, and they're cost effective, right? And according to the manual, you must change, your O-ring or your crush washer each oil change, each time you replace that, each time you use, you change your oil, right? So I highly recommend, especially if you change your own oil, go out and get these. The other site I like, is this Can-Am Parts House, right? I can go here and just review the parts, see how much they cost. Sometimes you might go to the dealer, they might say, hey, I'm waiting for this part. Or you just want to know how much the part costs, so to make sure your dealer is not overcharging you, you can go to a site like this. Now, one of the things I plan on doing is I have my Elka shocks for over 7 months now. I still need to replace my shocks. So either I'm gonna do it myself or I'm gonna take it to the dealer and allow them to do it. But one of the reasons why I came to this site is to buy the shock bolts, right? Now, technically you don't have to change the shock bolts unless they have signs of wear. But it's, for me, fresh bolts are just a peace of mind. And, it's a critical system. The shocks are a critical system that impacts handling and braking. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Eddie from Road Less Travel. I really appreciate it, man. I hope to see you guys out there on the road. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe.